This will be for the Khan Academy exercise, the derivative and tangent line equations. All right, so you want to remember the line equation in point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so you want to plug in 1 point, x1 comma y1, right there, and plug in the slope m at that point. So if a line is tangent to the graph at a certain point, the slope of that line is the slope of that point. So if you recall the other exercise, we did the secant line. Okay, you could see the secant line intersects the curve at 2 points and is basically the average slope between those 2 points. The tangent line only intersects the curve once, and the tangent line is intersecting at that point. The slope of the tangent line is the slope at that point. All right, for a function g, we are given g of -1 equals 3, g prime of -1 equals -2. What is the equation of the tangent line to the graph of g at x equals -1? Notice all of their choices, are in the form of point slope form. All right, so that's what we're using here. And they're basically giving us 1 point here. If they're saying g of -1 equals 3, this is basically your x coordinate, and this here is basically your y coordinate. Okay, so this will go in place of the equation. In place of x1, this will go in place of y1. And remember, g prime, okay, we said that in the other exercise, that means the slope. And they're plugging in -1, so it's the slope at x equals -1. All right, and the actual slope itself is -2. So the slope at x equals -1 is basically -2. That's all they're saying. Okay, so it's actually pretty easy. If you just write your equation for point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, they gave us the point already. They gave it to us right here. So in place of y1, we're going to sub in 3. So that's going to be y minus 3. And that equals the slope m, which is -2, times x minus x1. What is x1? Well, x1 is -1. So it's x minus -1. Okay, I just subbed in -1 in place of x1 because that's what they gave us. 2 negatives in a row make it positive, and that's it right there. Y minus 3 equals -2 times x plus 1, and clearly that is answer A. All right, so it says the tangent line to the graph of function f at the point 2, 3 passes through the point 7, 6. Find f prime of 2. Okay, what does f prime of 2 mean? They are asking us for the slope at x equals 2. All right, that's what they're asking us. Now, they said the tangent line to the function f at this point. Remember, we said the tangent point where it intersects the graph, that's basically the slope at that point. So if we can just find the slope of the tangent line, we're in business, okay? Now, it hits the graph at 2, 3, and it passes through the point 7, 6. So we just have to find the slope m. We know from algebra, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, change in y over change in x. So let's do the y's first. It doesn't matter which order you subtract, but you have to do it the same way for both the y and x coordinates. All right, so first off, I will do 6 minus 3. Those are my y coordinates. So in the numerator, 6 minus 3. And if you want a different color here for the x coordinates, I will do 7 minus 2. Okay, that's in the denominator. 7 minus 2. Again, notice I have subtracted in the same order. If I did 3 minus 6, I would have to do 2 minus 7. Make sure you go in the same order. Okay, 6 minus 3 is 3. 7 minus 2 is 5. And that's it. The slope at that point is 3/5. So you just enter 3/5 in the box. Okay, click in the box, 3/5.